recognizing that you are already inside the process of change, not approaching it from the outside, not trying to force it, but living within it right now. Because every word you hear is received by a subconscious that has been quietly learning through experience, repetition, and emotional tone long before conscious effort ever mattered. Today, you do not need to analyze or question. You are simply allowing what is already softened to be reshaped. As awareness settles, notice that there is a receptive quality present, a quiet openness created by the noticing and loosening you have practiced. And this openness is the ideal state for installing empowering suggestions, because the subconscious does not respond to struggle, it responds to acceptance. Let your body be exactly as it is, your breathing exactly as it is, and your mind exactly as it is, knowing that change happens most effortlessly when resistance is absent. As hypnosis deepens naturally, bring attention to the fact that your subconscious has always been learning, always absorbing messages from environment, relationships, tone of voice, repetition, and emotion. And many of those messages were accepted without your consent, simply because they were repeated often enough. Today, you are consciously choosing what gets reinforced. This is not artificial positivity. It is intentional conditioning aligned with your true capacity. Begin by allowing the idea of safety to settle, the sense that it is safe to change, safe to trust yourself, safe to feel confident without arrogance, safe to believe in possibility without pressure. Feel how the body responds when safety is present, perhaps with a subtle softening, a sense of grounding, or a gentle warmth. This safety signal tells the subconscious that it can update old rules. Now allow the mind to become less effortful, as if it is listening rather than thinking, receiving rather than evaluating. From this receptive state, empowering suggestions begin to flow naturally, not as commands, but as truths that already resonate beneath the surface. Begin by letting the suggestion form quietly within you that you are capable of change, not someday, but now, because learning is a function of the nervous system, and your nervous system is already adapting. You may notice that this idea does not need proof. It simply feels reasonable, grounded, and possible. Allow the subconscious to register that adapting is natural for you, that growth is something your mind already knows how to do. Let another suggestion gently follow. You trust yourself more each time you listen inwardly. Feel how this lands, not as a dramatic statement, but as a subtle shift in orientation, a sense that your internal signals are becoming clearer and more reliable. Trust here does not mean always knowing the answer. It means knowing that you can respond skillfully, even when the answer unfolds gradually. As these suggestions settle, notice how the body responds with small adjustments, a straighter posture, a calmer breath, a quiet confidence that does not demand attention. Now allow the idea to enter awareness that confidence is a state of familiarity. And as you rehearse confidence internally, it becomes familiar externally. The subconscious accepts what is familiar, and familiarity is built through repetition paired with calm emotion. Let the phrase form softly. confidence feels natural to me. You do not need to believe it fully yet. Simply allow the subconscious to hear it without resistance, to explore how it feels when accepted, even partially. As hypnosis continues, suggestions naturally deepen, guided by emotional resonance rather than force. Allow the idea that you are learning to respond rather than react, that inner stability is becoming your default, and that challenges no longer define you, they inform you. Notice how this reframing removes pressure, allowing confidence to feel spacious rather than rigid. The subconscious enjoys suggestions that feel relieving. Let that relief be felt. Now, introduce the suggestion of self-compassion, recognizing that transformation accelerates when self-criticism is absent. Allow the idea to settle that you speak to yourself with greater kindness, that your internal tone is becoming supportive, patient, and calm. This is not indulgence. It is effective conditioning. A supportive inner voice keeps the nervous system regulated, and a regulated nervous system learns more easily. Feel how the body responds when kindness replaces internal pressure. As you remain receptive, new suggestions integrate seamlessly, such as the understanding that possibility expands when you allow yourself to consider options rather than conclusions. Let the subconscious absorb that you are open to new outcomes, that flexibility feels safe, and that curiosity replaces fear when you do not demand certainty. This shift alone transforms identity, because identity hardens around certainty and softens around curiosity. Allow a deeper suggestion to form now, one that aligns with inner authority. You trust your ability to choose, to adjust, and to learn from experience. Feel the steadiness in this idea. Trust does not require perfection. It requires presence. Your subconscious recognizes this truth and begins orienting behavior around it automatically. Now notice how repetition strengthens these suggestions effortlessly. With each calm breath, allow phrases like "I am capable," "I am learning," "I am allowed to grow" to echo gently in the background, not shouted, not forced, but like familiar music playing softly. The emotional tone matters more than the words, and the tone here is grounded, supportive, and realistic. Hypnosis amplifies this tone, allowing it to imprint below conscious awareness. As this continues, recognize that your subconscious is now linking these empowering beliefs with a calm, centered state, meaning that confidence, trust, and possibility will naturally arise alongside regulation, not tension. This is how automatic change happens. You may begin to notice images of yourself responding differently in familiar situations, not dramatically, but subtly, pausing before reacting, speaking with clarity, holding yourself with ease. Allow these images to come and go without effort. They are rehearsals, and the subconscious learns from rehearsal as effectively as from experience. As suggestions continue to settle, allow one more core belief to integrate deeply. You are enough as you are, and you are allowed to evolve. This belief removes the paradox of self-improvement driven by self-rejection. Feel how freeing it is to know that growth does not require dissatisfaction. Growth can arise arise from alignment. Let this belief sink in fully, feeling how it stabilizes the chest, softens the jaw, grounds the body. As day 4 nears completion, notice that these empowering suggestions do not feel foreign or imposed. They feel like permissions being restored. You are not becoming someone artificial. You are allowing what has been suppressed by old conditioning to return to the surface. Confidence, trust, and openness are natural states when the mind is not conditioned against itself. Sit now in the feeling of integration, aware that what the subconscious accepts becomes automatic, and your subconscious is now accepting these new orientations gently and steadily. Carry this forward into your life, knowing that automatic responses will continue to shift without conscious effort, aligning behavior with the beliefs you are now reinforcing. Rest for a few final moments in quiet receptivity, letting the work continue beneath awareness, trusting the process fully, because the mind already knows how to make real what it repeatedly accepts.